Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
CNN's Whitney Wild is there. Whitney, what are you learning about who Robert Prevost is?
Oh, well, one of the people who knows him very well, that's Father John Lydon. He lived with him for 10 years in Peru. He is now here at the Chicago Theological Union, where Pope Leo gained his Master of Divinity, then came back to teach other students of the Augustinian religious order. And he said that he is the most global, most international American Pope you can imagine because he's lived in so many different places around the world. He said that this is the moment here, it is hard to overstate the gravity of the moment here because now American Catholics, now members of that Augustinian religious order, see themselves in the man who now leads the church.
Habemus Papam.
We have a pope.
This is the moment Catholics and papal enthusiasts had been waiting for. Pope Leo XIV, the first U.S. pontiff in history, presenting himself to the world. 69-year-old Cardinal Robert Prevost, born in Chicago, was chosen as the 267th leader of the Catholic Church on day 2 of the conclave.
La pace sia con voi.
Peace be with you.
He attended Villanova University in Pennsylvania, earning a bachelor's in mathematics before going on to receive his Master of Divinity from the Catholic Theological Union of Chicago.
I have absolutely no doubt that our new Pope Leo XIV will just be an extraordinary leader. We didn't think it was possible for an American to be the person that the cardinals would choose, but he's a person that really has the heart of the whole church.
Gracias a todos ustedes.
Cardinal Prevost has spent much of his career as a missionary in South America. He previously worked for a decade in Trujillo, Peru, and served as Bishop of Chiclayo, another Peruvian city, from 2014 to 2023.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Great glory to the Mighty One. All praises to the Most High. Man, what a fiasco. What a theater. What seems to be the issue here, beloved? What's going on here? What is it that those people... What are they all doing? What are you people doing? Is that what that is? Oh man, do you people think you can escape the Messiah's wrath doing this nonsense? And the whole fellow, Sir Leo XIV, and those people are trying their best. Oh, let me put this thing on silence right quick. Those people are trying their best, beloved, to be like us. Remember, we had a couple of videos years ago where we said those people are going to do everything that they can to make themselves look like us. At the end, everybody wants to be black now. You know, everybody wants to be this dude, and everybody want to be the one that been oppressed, the one that came from the bottom, now they at the top, came from the bottom, now we here, you know, this type. Now, what is it? What's going on with this dude? Everything that's come out there, they are claiming this fellow is black, is African, got African roots. Of course, they always try to connect us with Africa or the Hamites and things like that. And breaking news, the Africa is not for the Hamites. A lot of people, they think like because they are mostly over there and they think the land is there. That's not what that is. We own the entire world. We will tell people where to go. Those people, the so-called 83, they are the one that need to flee. I know there's a lot of videos online. Some white woman is warning black folk how they're gonna come for them. There's training for Atlanta. They build a somewhat a similar or some or a copy a twin city of Atlanta for urban warfare. People in Atlanta need to prepare. They ain't gonna do shit. If anything, those people need to run. They need to go hide. They need to stock up on food. They need to get their hish together because we are coming for them. Everything that you're seeing is a theater, is a mockery. Those who may not know, those who don't know, won't know what that is. But through the eyes of the Holy Spirit, through the benediction of the Holy Spirit, let us decipher this. Okay. Now this dude, his name means Robert Prévost. Okay. For those of you who may not know, we already defined the name, but we're just going to run through this. Today's video is not going to be that long. We're just going to mainly cover this one. Okay. What does the name Robert means? Still, there we go. The name Robert means bright fame. Okay, it's Germanic name with roots of the ancient Germanic name Horadebert, which translates to bright fame. The name has been associated with royalty and nobility through history. Okay, keep that in mind. Royalty and nobility. All right. Robert the Bruce of Scotland, bright. Literally, it means the sun. Shemesh, glory. Okay, the sun. We're talking about the sun here. All right, the sun, nobility, and royalty. What does the name Prévost means? No, not Trevor. No. What does the name Prévost mean? Ah, boy. It's Prévost in French. Prévost is a French term and which is a surname signify occupational name related to public official in a position of responsibility. It's derived from the Old French prévôt or provost, meaning person in charge or magistrate, a chief. Okay, cacique. All right, a king, someone that is in position, a leader. All right, a son. First name Robert Prévost. Okay, Robert mean bright fame. Prévost mean in charge or a kingly person in charge. So now you got Robert, which is from nobility and royalty, and Prévost mean chief, magistrate, somebody that is in charge, the big cat, the big dog, the Pope himself, so to speak. Literally, this god, this dude name is the bright one, the son, the king's son. Okay, now they give him the name Leo. What does the name Leo means? Leo, the name Leo is masculine, given name, ultimately stems from the Latin word Leo, meaning lion. It can also be used as short from other names like Leonardo, Leonidas, or Leopold. The name Leo is associated with strength, courage, and leadership. Another word, leadership. All right. So, Lion, which means lion, and the Leo, the house of Leo. Who ruled the house of Leo? Who ruled the house of Leo? In traditional astrology, the sun is considered to the ruler of the astrological sign Leo. Okay, for those of you who've been studying with us, you do know what a Shemeshite Leo is. I'm not quite sure what Robert Prévost is, but he was elected on Thursday, which means the day of royalty, the day of the king, Zedekites. Okay, Robert Prévost. All right. So, he was born September 14, 1955. Okay. What day was September 14, 1955?
September 14th, 1950 fell on a Thursday.
1955. What the? There we go. What day was September 14, 1950? Wednesday. Okay, let me double check if I got that right. Oops. Yes, September 14th, 1955 was a Wednesday. So therefore, Mr. Robert Prevost is a Caucavite, okay? A very bright man. And we know a Mercurian. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. What is the closest planet to the sun? Mercury, planet closest to the sun. And you do know we have a nickname for the so-called Caucavite. They are mini Shemashite because they are the one that are closer to the sun. The bright, closer. This thing is, oh boy, I can't. I'm having an issue. Give me a second here. There we go. There we go. All right. So he's the closest to the sun. So everything is connected to the sun, planet Mercury, okay, information and communication and things like that. You may refer to our book, what we have on Amazon to find out what that means because it's a lot. We really do not have the time to go into this. Now Leo, okay, lion, the lion of Judah, the house of the kingship, the ruler, the kingman's, the rulership of the king, the son, which is the house of the king. Okay, so now Leo, lion, Judah, Robert, Mina, bright fame, everything is connected to the sun, the glory of the sun. You know, the coming of the sun and all these things. The sun is doing all those CMEs and things like that. Now you got this fellow. Let me see. Robert Prevost, okay, being this dude, being the 14. Now, the number 14, the reason why they choose Leo 14 is a wordplay on King Louis the 14, the black man that literally made France what it is. He was the cultured man, and after that, all his children to King Louis the 16 turned out to be garbage. But this is a play word on King Louis the 14, and then again, the Roman number here, 14, 1 plus 4 equal 5, 5, the pentagram Michael, the 5-pointed geometrical point drawing, which is the pentagram and stuff like that. Now, this guy, they don't know what to give this dude. He's an American Peruvian. Now, for those of you who know Machu Picchu, Peru, come on, man. Machu Picchu. There we go. Boy. Oh yeah. Anyway, so okay, this is Machu Picchu. Those are pyramids. Okay, there's a huge technology here. Those people don't know what this place is. But anyway, the name Peru. It is known that Peru at some point in history was Yeru, Jeru, Jerusalem, Peru. And there's a lot. The Incas, okay, one of the tribe was over there in Peru because there we live. For instance, the Jerusalem were pretty much was everywhere, okay, and we had the Jerusalem in the north, in the south, in a place everywhere we go, we put a Jerusalem, a capital, and things like that. You know, it was a name that we had. So Peru is to a point is really embedded in the Bible, and there's a lot of stuff over there in Peru that they don't show, they don't talk about, they don't. The populace have no idea what's going on in Peru. There's a lot of ruin in Peru. I believe Pumapunku is in Bolivia or Peru. Where is Pumapunku?
Puma Punku is at C8Q9
Yeah,
plus
Bolivia.
8X2, Tiwanaku, Bolivia.
Pumapunku. Puma Ponku. Yes, Pumapunku. Yes, it's somewhere between, what is it, in Peru, Bolivia, and Peru. Let me double check. Pumapunku or Pumapunku, Aymara, and Quechua Gate of the Puma is a 6th century T-shaped and strategically aligned man-made terrace platform mound with sunken court and monumental structure on top of Tiwanaku, Bolivia. Boy, if I could pull the map. But anyway, it is said that Pumapunku was the wall of Jericho. Okay, this was the wall of Jericho where the brother brought the wall down with their voices and vibration. It was giant wall and things like that. The technology that they had there, it's so vast, it's so complicated, they can even understand it. Okay, so this South America, Peru, and stuff like that, and that's one of the reason why they choose this. They say this dude is American Peruvian, but for the love of God, we will go with he is American Creole. Or people try to be us at the end now. He's American Creole. Some say, well, most people, are associating him. He's Haitian now. For some reason, this is the face of Haitian. Is that thing recording? Yes, it is. This is the face of Haitian. Don't get me wrong. We have Haitian folk that look like this. We'll get into that, all right? But just to show you how they're trying to assume our identity and wiggling themselves in. Remember, we told you at the end, you will hear a lot of people that will come out of the way and claim themselves to be Haitian, to be Black American, to be black. They have some black blood in there. Everybody want to be black now. No one. This dude is not white. He doesn't make noise because he is a white Italian or whatever that they were. He made those because he is some black pope. And we have article and things like that, okay? So, all right. Again, this video probably not going to be this long. Now, this is why this dude make noise, okay? White smoke, black pope. Genealogist says Leo XIV has Louisiana African roots. For those of you that watch we had let me see what we had the other day. Oh, come on. This laptop is slow. And again, beloved, it's not like we cannot afford another laptop. It's just if we buy another one, it won't be able to get this in it. Bandicam. Because, it's just like that's what they are doing now. Everything is some form of subscription. And you really... we really won't be able to download that in there. It won't work the same way. This is our old laptop. It's 8 years old now. It's really old. So we are doing the best we can do. Now, if you watch our 4 days ago, we released this video. It was live. Our upcoming 40-day fast begins on May 16, 2025. Sinners. We were talking about the movie Sinners. And we were giving some form of our breakdown of the movie Sinners. Now, the movie Sinners take place in the Mississippi Delta. Sorry if I spoil that for you, but Mississippi Delta, okay? So now, but the whole thing felt like it was in Louisiana. The Creole, the speaking Creole, when Stacks or Smoke. Ryan is really playing with me, man. I was having great difficulties of knowing who's Stacks, who's Smoke. I believe Stack was the one who went to see her ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, and then she speak Creole to him, and I tell him that, your body remember me. The whole scene and things like that. Okay? Louisiana Creole. It felt like this. But then again, it was in Mississippi. Now, why is it that they are saying this dude has Louisiana African roots? Remember, the Louisiana was for, again, you remember the King Louis the 14th. All right. King Louis the 14th. We're just going to make the connection. It's just the people try to be us, so bad. What was the nickname for King Louis the 14th of France?
Louis XIV's nicknames are Louis the Great and Sun King.
He was known as the Sun King. Okay, keep in mind the Sun King. Well, they tried to make Louis, white, but he was a jet black man. He was not that handsome, but he was a jet black man, just like Robespierre had. Robert Robespierre. Okay, Maximilien Robespierre. Okay, this is Maximilien Robespierre. All right, and they try to make this dude as white as they can, but he was I don't want to say the word, but he was an unattractive black man with a huge head. Okay, if you read the book The Laws of Human Nature, which we study on Patreon, highly recommend you join our Patreon, sign up as student and above, and go study the book. Okay, Maximilien Robespierre, French Revolution, Reign of Terror, and things like that, death. And you can see the thick lips right here. I can zoom. The thick lips, the flat nose, and then he had a huge head. His head was, the man was not attractive, but he was more handsome than King Louis the 16th, the last king. That's when our people lose completely Haitian over there. And they're so loud anyway. So now, King Louis the 14th, all right, let me go to, there you go. King Louis the 14th, which they try to, they're the hardest to make the brother look white. And the founder of Versailles, he was known as the Sun King, okay? The best king, the greatest king of France was King Louis XIV. He literally remade France. He put all the nobility under his claw. He showed them who was boss, because he knew what was coming, and after this stuff. But nonetheless, now, who was king during France had the control of Louisiana? The territory of Louisiana was named in honor of French King Louis XIV. Okay, French explorer René Robert Cavelier, Sieur de la Salle, claimed the territory for France in 1682, naming it Louisiana after the king. The name Louisiana was first used in 1683 by La Salle. The territory was under French control from 1682 to 1762. Then it was ceded to Spain. It returned to France in 1800 and was sold to the United States in 1803 and 1804. Haiti got the independence and all that. It's a bunch of stuff. We discussed this all in private. But now Louis, okay, the name Louisiana came from Louis, or King Louis the 14th. Since the place was, when you find a land, the land is always female, and you want to call it Louisiana. Louisiana is a female version of King Louis, the Sun King. Louis 14, now Leo 14. It's just a mockery. Those people really want to be us so bad. All right, so this is what they have. That's the connection with the sun and everything. So now you got white smoke, black pope. Genealogy says Leo the 14th has Louisiana African roots. Of course, they put the word African in there just to throw things off. Okay, now let's keep on moving. The Catholic Church has a new leader, with the Augustinian Cardinal Robert Prévost elected as Pope Leo XIV. His chosen name as Bishop of Rome, he is the first North American Pope, and according to a prominent genealogist, a Pope with African Creole ancestry. What does that even mean? African and Creole doesn't mix. The whole thing, it felt, what the hell? What is Creole? For instance, this isn't the first time those people are doing this. For instance, King Creole. Okay? You do know back in the 50s, Elvis Presley, till this day, some people believe Elvis was black because they couldn't believe Elvis the way that he sing, he danced, because he was taught by black people. The real Elvis, his choreographer, the man that was showing him how to dance and stuff, was a black man, of course. King Creole, Elvis King Creole, and this isn't the first time those guys are trying to swagger jack, our Haitian, make it theirs. They've been doing this, okay? King Creole, let me see, the movie, the musical drama film, okay? King Creole is a 1958 American musical drama film directed by Michael Curtis and based on the 1952 novel A Stone for Danny Fisher by Harold Robbins. So they've been doing this for a long time. The word Creole or Creole is just in Spanish Criollo. It cannot mix with African. This is not what that is. But anyway, those people, that's what they've been doing. All right, let's keep on moving. The understated candidate triumph on the second day of voting in a court kept under permanent Vatican seal. The results were announced with white smoke in St. Peter's Square Thursday evening, which is the day of royalty, the day of the king, May 8th. New beginning with the new pope, making it his first appearance in the crowd, more than 100,000 from the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. Okay, all right. Now, thank you to my cardinal brothers who chose me to be the successor of Peter and to work together with you as United Church and stuff like that. Then again, they try to swagger jack Peter as if, when Peter, leave the church and their name and stuff like that. But anyway, all right, we have to look together how to be a missionary church, building bridges, dialogue, always open to receive with open arms for everyone. Like the square, open to all we need, our charity, our presence, dialogue, love. Okay, let's talk. Let's sit and have a dialogue, this isn't the time for this, okay? Leo XIV is a member of a religious order named of the famous African St. Augustine of Hippo. Louisiana, okay, King Louis XIV, Louisiana, Louis, Creole expert Jerry Honora has traced Prévost's ancestry to the black community of New Orleans. There you go. Now, this dude is black now. We have our first black American, Haitian, Creole, African Pope. They don't know what Peruvian. They don't know what to do with this dude. He came from the black community now. People in Louisiana now, somebody said the seven something, the seven rain, a place called, they already claimed this dude, the Italian over there in Chicago. You can't make this up. This guy is a black man from Chicago, just like they said Obama was from Chicago. What about Chicago? Chicago black people, stuff like that. The word Chicago is another word for black people, okay? The Haitian men that built the city of Chicago. You see what those people trying to do, okay? In order for you to gain access to our land, you have to get the so-called the Levi to give you the blessing, and you have to get swagger jack the Judite for the king, for the kingship, for the rulership, and he ain't gonna work. And they are scrambling and doing this thing right here. Let me read this again. Louisiana Creole expert Jerry Honora has traced Prévost's ancestry to the black community of New Orleans. His maternal ancestors lived in the Crescent City before migrating to Chicago in early 20th century, Honora said. Okay, so her mother left, migrated with him in the earlys and stuff like that, going over there. So Leo XIV is not known to have publicly commented having African ancestry. Again, put the word African in there, which is part of a mixed heritage that also include French, Italian, and Spanish roots. Again, they have no idea. They don't know where to put this dude. Is he French? Is he Italian? Is he Spanish? Is he Peruvian? Is he American? Is he Haitian? Is he Dominican? They just try to do their best to hide and swindle and wiggle their way into this thing. According to the U.S. Census, Prévost's mother, the late Mildred Martinez, was the mixed race daughter of a black property owners, the Haitian-born Joseph Martinez, and the New Orleans native Louise Baquier, a Creole. What the hell that is? I thought Creole was a language. You mean that guy, he married a language? So you mean two black folk give birth to this fellow mother, okay, and his mother ended up marrying a white man, and then they get this dude, and then they claiming he's black now. You know, the womb law. They are trying to use the womb law to wiggle themselves in there, and stuff like that. You know, the mother was black. The father and mother of the mother was black. The mother came out black, just like in the movie Sinners. Remember that white girl that came in? She was a light-skinned black woman. And a Creole, Louisianian. Again, I'm as confused as you are, sir. Okay? So now they are trying to put this thing being Haitian-born, the father and things like that. The mother was Louis Creole. What the hell is that? What's a Creole? What is it? What is that what that is? Again, you do know I don't like to be confused, and you people are trying to confuse Big Levi. But anyway, let's keep on moving. As such, Leo XIV could be considered the first black pope in the history of the Catholic Church, though it is unclear how he is identified racially. What? What? They try to push this dude to make him so black. Okay? They try to make him black, like, yo, black people, we need your energy. Here's a black pope. We gave you a black president. Trump is already black, though, you know, got shot, Miniman, 50 Cent. Here's a black pope. Now we need you to pray for the brother now. He's a brother. He's a light-skinned brother. You know, he may look like that, but he's a brother from the South. Man, pray for him. Let him pray. Come back to the church. This is the message. That's what they're trying to accomplish here, beloved. Okay, that's what they try to accomplish here. The man is black now, okay? He's some black, Haitian, African, Spanish, black American. What the hell is that? Creole, everything is mixed in there. But anyway, as such, it's more complicated than that. Onoa told Black Catholic Messenger. I think that a person can't be of black ancestry or have black roots, but to identify as black, I think it is all about to the lived experiences. Just like they were saying, Kamala Harris was a black woman. Okay, her father was Jamaican, and her mother was East Indian, Elamite, the black woman, and then they get together. They made her, she's black, and push her in there. She want nothing to do with our people. She always stay away. Just like this dude, he stay away. His mother moved him out of Louisiana to Chicago. Look, okay, they are doing their best now. Remember, we did told you that those people at the end gonna come and claim to be us. Haiti, you cannot take Haiti out of the news. It will always be there till the truth came out. Where you people landed and who you met down there in 1492 and what we told you not to do, and you did the complete opposite and what we told you not to do. But anyway, according to Holy See Press Director Matteo Bruni, the name Leo XIV was chosen in reference to the pioneer Pope Leo the 13, who reigned in the late 19th century. He steered the church towards the teaching of justice and labor with his 1891 encyclical Rerum Novarum, and then doing texts and continue form of baseline Catholic or whatever and stuff like that. Anyway, so born in 1955, Prévost was raised in the south side of Chicago and ordained for the Augustinian in 1982. He then earned a doctorate in canon law at the Angelicum in Rome before embarking on a decade-plus stint in Peru, where he embedded himself in the community and became a beloved local figure. While there, he led the Augustinians, whatever. So, 12 years in Rome, beginning in 2011. So, all right. So now we got this dude. Okay, now he's He's some form of African, Creole, Haitian, Black American, South Louisiana man that is purely white. So, and then they try to bring as much of our people so we can like the guy and pray for him. Again, when you look at this fellow, beloved, okay, Robert Prevost. Ah, boy. Robert Prevost.
Here's the definition of previous.
Robert Prevost. Now, here we go. Let's see if we can get this right here. I can't zoom in that, but there we go. Now, look at the guy's face. Don't get me wrong. We do have Haitian that look like him, okay? We had this fellow right here, Jean Dominique. Okay, he was a Haitian journalist, okay, back in the day, during the late 90s, well, the 1980s, the 90s, and the 2000s, he was assassinated, he died. Okay, this is Jean Dominique, okay? All right, so this is how he looked. He was Haitian to the core. All right, so, he was an activist. There are people that look like him, and if you see them, you see this dude like, oh, he's either French or Italian and stuff like that, but he was so-called Haitian, so to speak. All right, so we have we have a place in Haiti called Fond Blanc. Okay, let me see if I can click on that just to clear out certain things. All right. Okay, this is Jean Dominique. All right, he was assassinated. So, get a little olive skin there and things like that. And he was a journalist. He was speaking against certain things, and then he got murdered. He got assassinated because that's what back then Haiti was. Okay, so now there is a place in Haiti called. I need to type it because they won't pick up the French. It's called Fond de Blanc. Okay, Fond de Blanc in Haiti, which mean it's like it literally translates as a place for whites. Okay, there's Fond de Blanc, there's Fond de Noir, which mean Fond de Blanc is really the place for the whites, and then the place for the black. Okay, now Fond de Blanc has a bunch of white folk. Okay, all right, they got a bunch of white folk that are white people. Okay, they are actually white folks, but they are naturalized as Haitian. Polish Haitian. There you go. Okay, so you got all those white folks, the Polish Haitians, the police, the Polish people back during in the 1800. Okay, during the 1800, during the when those people were taking Tataria down, or the rest of our kingdom down, the so-called 83 Polish were the only people, a part of them were the only people that never that actually the Pole that actually came in our sight and become our vassals. Okay, all right, just like the Dominican, they were all serf, and they still are, and they are well aware of that. And the Polish, where they came in the vassal under the king, what was the year 18 under the emperor. Okay, so you got a lot of white folks that fled Poland, that time. Have you ever wondered why the fellow little mustache fellow Adolf, invaded Poland first? Those guys have a grudge against the Polish people, because the Polish, they knew they had to ally themselves with the true, Haitians and things like that. That's why the little mustache man, he had to come to Haiti, get his training and things like that, get some of that blessing, and then he went and tell the world the truth. If we don't let so-called black folk free, we will be their slave. He wasn't talking about Ish, he was talking about the true Jews. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. So you got a lot of so-called Polish white folk down there that are, some of the descendant of the Polish. Okay, they are our vassals. They are allied with they serve the emperor, Jacques Premier himself, and we have a lot of them that were in our services. They did stuff for us, and then they were vassals to the Empire of Haiti. All right, the Poland was a state, a colony of Haiti. All right, Poland, Louisiana, most of the South, France, Romania, a bunch of country in Europe. They were colonies of ours over there. Okay, Haiti was the center of this. But and again, I'll let you do your own research and find out what's going on. So we do have people that kind of like look like this. Polish, the Slav, what you're calling Slavic, they were vassals back then. We have the whole 100-year wars, the 100-year wars. Okay, we had the whole 100-year wars fighting and stuff like that when the Holy One were taking us down there in the third part, okay, because we were doing a lot of Haitian over there. So Jeanne d'Arc, okay, Joan of Arc, okay, no, well, Jeanne d'Arc, Joan of Arc. There we go. Okay, Joan of Arc, a black woman, okay, French black woman back in that time, an Israelite woman. She was the leader. She heard the voice of God, stuff like that, all those things. But they butcher everything in the 100-year wars. We study a bit of it. I haven't bring it fully to the nation. So just to keep in mind, there are some people that naturalize as Haitian. They were whites. They cleave unto us because they know they couldn't fight the emperor. They couldn't fight the whole kingdom. And then they still, some of the remnant are still over there. All right? Just to let you know. Now, this video right here. Let's see if we can.
Mother Mildred Prevost was born to Joseph M. Martinez. It says he was born in Haiti, so I had to dig deeper. Before I reveal how he was born in Haiti, here is the census record where he's listed as Negro or Black in 1920. This is the Pope's great-grandfather, Jacques Theodore Martinez. Some people are saying his middle name was Theodore, but as you can see, he's listed as mulatto, and it says Taylor. There's Norval, Joseph Norval Martinez right there. That's the Pope's grandfather. But what they meant to write was sailor. He was a sailor, and that's why he was in Haiti. Port of departure, Haiti, on the ship Billy Butt. Here's all the passengers coming from Haiti on the ship Billy Butt. I did pull some records of a Jack Martinez owning slaves. You see one mulatto slave listed there, but I have to dig deeper on this one. Apparently, the family has some Ramos connection as well, and they were also mulattoes. So what we do know for sure is that this new pope is partially Black American Creole with a grandfather who was born in Haiti because his father was a sailor. The new pope is...
Okay, so again, this is what they are doing, beloved. They are doing their best to bring this dude and make him black so our people could give him the prayer and then attention and feed the whole thing. He isn't. Watch you when they're talking about the Martinez and stuff. Watch your in the 18 when the guy pulled this thing in the 1822, when his dad was there. Okay, the Haitian occupation of Santo Domingo, which is now the Dominican Republic, involved the annexation of the independent Republic of Spanish Haiti and to the Republic of Haiti from 1822 to 1844. This 22 years period under Haitian President Jean-Pierre Boyer resulted in the unification of the entire island of Hispaniola under Haitian rule. First of all, it was the Emperor Faustin Suluk, and the so-called the Dominican were the serf. Okay, they were our serf. All right. Okay, a serf is an agricultural laborer bound under the feudal system to work on their lord's estates. We were the lords and still are. Okay, those Martinez, those people, they this dude, that guy, father and stuff like that, they were serf. Okay, they were serving our folk down there. Peaceful people. They were doing their job and stuff until they find a way out. They took it. More than likely, he in the version that they are saying he's Haitian. No, he's more of a Dominican, so to speak. His family, they were under at that time his grandparents in the 1800 when the emperor Emperor Faustin Suluk. Faustin. Well, I have to say it in English. Emperor Faustin Sulukwi. There we go. There we go. Okay, during the time of the emperor, okay, the Emperor Faustin the First. All right, Faustin Eli Suluk, and August 15, 1782 to August the 3rd, 1867, was a Haitian politician and military commander who served as president of Haiti from 1847 to 1849 and emperor of Haiti from 1849 to 1859. So Suluk was the one, he was like, Suluk was an enthusiast of voodooism, okay? He was one of the, well, for lack of a better term, he was one of the high priests, okay? Maintaining a staff of a bokor, which means he had a staff that like Moses and a mambo, and gave the stigmatized voodoo religion semi-official asadus, which openly practice in Port-au-Prince and things like that. But it's a lot. So it was the Emperor Faustin, okay, at that time. He conquered the so-called the Dominican Republic, which there is no such place like that. The whole island is known as Haiti. And then the so-called the Dominican become serfs and vassals and under us, because the Polish and other nation, they were already vassals. Okay, like we told from the 4 or 5 years ago, we explained to you, so-called white folks during the Middle Ages, they were our vassals. All those King Robert the Bruce, Richard of Lionheart, all of those, they were black folk. We were ruling back then. So, and this is what you're calling Tartarian technology, for instance. When you go to, okay, again, his family, they were serf. They were servant back there in Haiti, okay? They had to come in Port-au-Prince, because Port-au-Prince was what, at that time, what it is that to be in New York or LA or Miami or the fourth port here or the United States. That's how Port-au-Prince was, the port of Prince, okay? So that's what it was. So now, parler, oops, excuse me, parler sans souci. Okay. Excuse me. Let's keep forgetting this here. Just for clarification, this is an ancient remnant of, well, for a lack of a better term, we'll use the word Tartaria, okay? Ancient Atlantis, okay? Your technology. Palace of Sanssouci, or Sanssouci Palace, which mean, without worry, was the principal royal residence of Henri the First, King of Haiti. The first king, King Henri, okay, King of Haiti, better known as Henri Christophe. It is located in the town of Milo, approximately 5 kilometers, okay? So I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can see, okay, the Tartarian, the electricity. This is in 1836. You can see how illuminated the whole place was, all right? Let me see this. Okay. All right, so this is a ruin, and you people didn't build this. Most of this thing is underground. All right, okay, most of it is underground. Let's see if we can get. Okay, you know what? Image. Okay. Okay, the Tartarian dome. There we go. That's better. I can zoom in there. You can see the dome. This was made entirely of gold, and it has internet on it. And when back then, when the king used to travel to what they are calling the Led Zeppelin, airship blimp, airship blimp. Oh boy. Okay, this is the those things are incredibly fast, okay? We had a bunch of them back then. We used to travel from here anywhere we want. And then they weren't filled with helium. I don't know where people get this. They were actually airship that the king, we had a bunch of them here. We were traveling all over the world with those things, okay? When they said, we were taken by ship and all that, and then this is what they were talking about, okay? When you watch, the reason why I bought the airship or the blimp, it's because when you when you watch this and close to Palais Sans Souci, this was an airship station where the airship will come back and then charge, and then the king will get out and get into his house. And this is like, those things are like helipad, okay, helipad. That's what things were back then, okay. Now Henri Christophe was the one who built La Citadelle La Ferrière. There are plenty of them that look like this, okay. This is a remnant of the what they are calling Tartarian or Atlantean technology back then and stuff like that. Okay, the king built this one during this time. So we had a lot of servants. So those so-called the Dominican, the Polish, and all those other white folks, they were serfs and vassals unto us, and that's why they hated our guts like this, because they know history. What this dude is trying to describe here, this dude is more likely to be a Dominican serf. Their forefathers were over there. They were employed and serving and working for our people. And then they went to Louisiana and things like that. They tried to make this dude, they tried to make that guy black so our people could go ahead and worship the guy and then give him things. But that's not what that is during this time, okay? Whoops. Let's see. During this time and things like that, but he's not. Now, beloved, it hasn't even been 24 hours where this dude was. Oh boy, this thing is not responding. It hasn't been even 24 hours where this Mr. Robert Prevost elected Pope, and then this just came out today, May 9th at 5 a.m. Abuse allegation cast shadow over Pope Leo XIV. He already been accused of doing things with little boys. He been doing things, okay? Pope Leo has been accused of mishandling allegation of child sex abuse, and that's where I'm going to leave it, okay? I don't want to get too deep into this. Is that thing recording? Yes, it is. You know, so it's just at this point, like, you look at those people, like, man, you guys are desperate. Again, beloved, they are tipped here is to make this dude black and have black folk bringing them the blessing again to pray for him, because there's there's another black man here. You know, we got a black pope and stuff like that. We need to pray for him. We need to go back to church. We need to do this. We need to go there. That dude ain't black. He ain't Haitian. He more likely is a serf, one of the serfs that we had back then. That's all that was. An agricultural laborer, his forefathers, and they fled and all that. That's what this dude was, okay? He not that. The dude ain't black. This is what they, because what they usually do when they say someone is black, and then our people are so happy. Remember what they did with Obama? Our people are so happy they got a black person in leadership. Now this dude is already in some child sex. This dude is already, he been diddling this boy right there. Robert Clinvich Wright and attorney Jeffrey Anderson announced the filing in April 2018 of a lawsuit against Father McGrath, Chicago Tribune. He was doing stuff to those little boys right here, and then Leo mishandling the thing because they were doing certain things. There's a name that Brother Big Judah give this. The victim, shut the fuck up. Everybody shut the hell up. And things like that. So those dudes being raped by those priests, and Leo was in the midst of that. Okay, so yeah, Pope Leo already. There are certain things going on with this guy. But make no mistake, he ain't black. He's not one of our people. If anything, he was a serf. That's all. That's what that was. If anything, his forefathers, his ancestors were serf back then. They tried to make it seem like this dude is Haitian and he's a high priest, he's a Levite. We should go over there and go to him. No, you'll know the true Levites when you know them. And it doesn't mean if they were born in Haiti or anywhere. You'll know them in the spirit, okay? He isn't. All right, beloved, are we good with this? Are we good with the whole tentative of those people trying to infiltrate it, make this guy black and Creole, American, Judah, Leo, the son, all the connection? Are we clear on that? Is everybody clear before we move to the next part of this and then and finish this video? I think I'm gonna make this an hour or an hour and a half. All right, if we're good, All right. So why is this is happening, beloved? What seems to be the issue? Why is it that those people they are losing their mind right now? Back then, they would never let any of kind of this news came out of this. They are desperate. This is the act of a desperate man. All right. Genesis 15 verse 13, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. So ever since 2019, from 1619 2019, these old Gentiles 83 things went down the tube, and you see how their kingdom or their blessing is no more. The blessing is no more. That's why they let all these things out. And they need you, our people. They need your attention. They need your prayer. They need your fear to feed them. They feed on fear. So once our people, we do not fear them. We do not go out there and feed the trolls, so they are losing power. So now, because of 2025, Genesis 15 verse 14, and then it says also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. So there's a judgment going on upon the nation worldwide. You can see sorrow for much need, the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham, fiery conflagration, this place over there, and Israel still burning. All right. I believe there was somebody sent me a video where Israel over there still burning. They still have that wildfire and things like that. So let me see if I can get it for you guys. Okay. Let's see. It's right here. Oops. It was right here. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. Let me double check this. All right, there you go. Let's refresh that. This is Israel, May 9th. All right. Oops. This is Israel, okay, over there, May 9th. Breaking news, Israel, Tekaba, Membara, May 9th, okay, 2025. And it's still on fire. Still on fire. This place is burning. This is the fiery conflagration of the city, right? So, and then they are not reporting. You can't put this out. You can't put this fire out. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Okay? And the news keep this very quiet. But Israel, Jerusalem, or whatever that place is, it's burning. All right. And this is again plague 2, fiery conflagration of the cities. It's only gonna get worse. All right. Let's keep on moving.
Bill Gates has said he plans to give away nearly all of his personal wealth and close the Gates Foundation within 20 years. The billionaire making that announcement in a blog post yesterday. Gates writing in part, quote, "People will say a lot of things about me when I die, but I am determined that he died rich will not be one of them." The Gates Foundation.
So what seems to be the issue now? Now you got the elite that was going to take over the world by 2030. Well, first of all, they were going to do this in 2020. They failed. I don't know what happened. And then they were supposed to do it in 2021. They failed. I don't know what happened. And then they were supposed to do it in 2024. And then they failed. I don't know what happened. And they were going to do it in 2030. And then now they don't want to do it. And then he since he's going to die. And then by 2045, because that's how they see themselves. They have all this time. He's going to give away all his money. And then so people won't say he didn't die rich. Are you out of your mind? This is Esau we're talking about. This is 83. They're going to give away their money. That means something is really, really bad. Something is really, really bad is coming for those people. And they just give it up. They say, okay, well, if you see me losing all my money, I didn't lose it. I give it away. Okay? Now you got a guy like Bill Gates giving $200 billion away because, Okay, sorry about that, beloved. Time is up for me. Man. All right, let me run through this. Okay. Usually I don't want to do that, but let me run through this. So you got a guy like Bill Gates now. He's so humble. He's so humble now. He's giving people, hey, yeah, you know what, nigga, I'm gonna give my wealth and things like that. Get out of here, man. Because he's broke. We've been telling people this. Those guys are broke. They got nothing going on. And then they're coming out there and say, hey, I'm not going to die rich. I'm going to die poor. Yeah, you live rich.
Foundation has contributed more than $100 billion to global causes since its launch 25 years ago. Gates estimates the foundation will be able to hand out another $200 billion between now and 2045.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the
Again,
Today Show.
beloved, let's listen to this. Something is coming for those people. That's why they are running, okay?
Bill Gates has said he plans to give away nearly all of his personal wealth and close the Gates Foundation within 20 years.
You got to be freaking kidding me. This guy gonna give all his money and then close the Gates Foundation. No, you close the Gates Foundation because the Gates is closed on you. There is no more blessing to go around. That's what's going on out there. That has nothing to do with him having a good heart. He could have done this ages ago. He just tried to do it now. But anyway, let's keep on moving, okay?
Madison police arrest 42-year-old Jeffrey Rupnow, the father of suspected school shooter Samantha Rupnow. Jeffrey is accused of buying the guns and ammunition used in the crime.
Investigators say Samantha Rupnow shot and killed a teacher, a student, and injured several others at Abundant Life Christian School late last year.
9mm and a .22 caliber firearm, along with magazines and ammunition, were recovered at the school. Only one firearm was used by the shooter. They were purchased by the shooter's father, Jeffrey Rupnow.
So Christian school, those guys are catching hell. And another anime, this anime I highly recommend. It's called Attack on Titan. They didn't just wrote these stories. This isn't something they made up, okay? Especially the war, Mali and all that. This is not something they made up, okay? They had records. They copied them.
We have some breaking news right now. Radar screens at Newark Airport went black again early this morning. It's the second outage at Newark in as many weeks, and it's raising some serious safety concerns. Let's bring in ABC News transportation producer Sam Sweeney on the phone with more. Sam, what's the latest?
Well, Diane, this happened earlier this morning around 3:55, which was the best time it could have possibly happened. You never want this to happen, but when there are fewer planes in the air, of course, it is obviously better. But you can hear in the air traffic control audio the radar controller, who is based in Philadelphia, but controlling the airspace around Newark, that they had another blackout again, another radar outage again. And then they go on to a private jet, and they say, we just lost our radar. If you can contact us, stay at or above 3,000 feet on your approach into Teterboro. That plane was arriving from Cyprus. They then go on to tell the FedEx plane to contact their airline or FedEx as a company to put pressure on officials to get this problem fixed. This comes just days after, of course, that first outage back on April 28th. More than 1,100 flights have already been canceled because of that outage and the controllers who have been out on medical leave.
So, Sam, what does this mean for people who are scheduled to travel out of Newark over the next few days?
Look, there is going to be delays for days, possibly weeks out of Newark because they are short air traffic controllers and they're dealing with a runway construction project. Luckily, this morning's outage was brief. We reached out to the FAA to learn more information about how long this took place. They hadn't even known about the issue when we contacted them, so we're working to get more. But right now, things are back on. Radars are working, but there are still severe delays at Newark. On average, it's more than an hour delay right now for arriving and departing flights.
All right, okay. Sam, thanks for staying on top of this for us, our transportation.
Now, what seems to be the issue? What is it now that those people are having problems? They can't fly. they can fly like this. So at least that's what they are trying to prove, that, oh, we are having some technical difficulties, that we know what's going on and stuff. Well, we told them, for those of you who've been, listening to us and studying with us, that at one point you people won't be able to fly out of here and in here. The sky, you won't be able to fly. Just like you destroy all those super advanced flying aircraft that we had when you came here in 1492. You destroyed them in Haiti. You destroyed them all over the island. You destroyed them here. You destroyed them all over Turtle Island. Most of them are hidden from you. Okay, those things will pop up, and you won't be able to fly. Your boats and things like that won't be able to come here to do stuff. A lot of those things are blocking, and you guys are acting as if whatever's going on in Newark Airport it's just gonna be there and it's minor. No, it's gonna spread, and then all those airplanes won't be able to fly anymore. A few months ago, you had all those spheres of lights, those giant light spheres that were around here, and you people like, well, that was the government doing things, and yeah, whatever. Let's keep on moving.
We're following other breaking news right now. Just coming into the Situation Room, air traffic controllers for Newark Liberty International.
Okay, this is 4 hours ago, beloved. Okay, this isn't something that happened ages ago. Okay, so this has nothing to do with the airport. They need to fix the airport. They need to hire more FAA people. No, the blessing is done and that's it. We already watched that. Okay, let's keep on moving. This is Florida.
On the early morning drive down US 1, just 2 miles from Florida City, dark skies are bright red as smoke and flames fill the air.
I'm dying to get home. So, yeah, it's a problem.
Drivers met with road closures and congestion as crews work overnight into daybreak to contain the flames.
Working on suppression to make sure that the fire doesn't go further north.
Thick smoke still hangs over Cardstown Road, which remains shut down at this hour. And while many are trying to get to the Keys, others are trying to stay safe at home.
And I have a 6-year-old with asthma, so it's kind of like scary.
Grisel Caballero lives less than a mile from where a chopper has been dropping water on the fire and says this one feels different.
So this fire is closer than the one they had in March.
Yeah.
My house is full of smoke.
So they had that. Remember that one in March? This is 4 hours ago. This is Florida, man. Okay. All right, so this is like close to Florida City, and then there's wildfire. That was a brush fire, and then he come up with wildfire, and they're not talking about this. They're not telling the people, well, this is plague number 2. You ain't gonna be able to stop this thing, and it's gonna happen over and over again. Those people are dying. They are dying worldwide. Okay, they can't reproduce. They are dying. They need the black men there. They need the black women there. They need our people. Then again, I refer to us as black and stuff like that because that's what they try to pull here. Okay, those people are dying. Okay, let's keep on moving.
Last check, the fire burned through more than 350 acres and is 25% contained as fire crews continue their attack.
Hoping that they don't tell us that we have to evacuate.
With road closures and slowdowns, some drivers tried dangerous maneuvers to get out of traffic.
It's just unfortunate there's only one way in and one way out, and we're just gonna have to be patient.
All right, let's keep on moving.
South Korea has the lowest proportion of children among countries with a population exceeding 40 million. On May 5th, Children's Day, the Japanese government released data based on the United Nations World Population Prospects, revealing that as of last year, the proportion of children aged 14 or younger in South Korea stood at just 10.6%. This is the lowest among the 37 countries with populations over 40 million. As of February this year, according to Korea's resident registration statistics, the number of children in the country was approximately 5.4 million. The declining proportion of children is attributed to the country's dismal birth rate figures. There have been some upbeat numbers, but overall a decline in children versus the overall population will decline. Since 2020, South Korea's child population share has dropped below that of Japan, which had previously been known for its low birth rate and aging population, making Korea's figure the lowest among major nations. What is more worrisome is that the downward trend is expected to continue. Statistics Korea projects that the child population will fall below 10% by 2026. According to the office's Statistical Information Service, the youth population ratio will dip to 9.8% next year and drop further to 8.7% by 2029.
Okay, so it's just keep on dropping and dropping. And this isn't just South Korea. North Korea, Japan, pretty much all the Asian country, and here in America and Europe and all over the place. Wherever those people are, they are dying and they cannot reproduce. And they ain't gonna come for war, they ain't gonna come for Jacob's trouble, mark of the beast. This is all garbage. They ain't gonna bring none of that. They are literally dying. Now, the next video that I'm about to play, I'm just gonna leave it there and the people will tell me the meaning and what they're trying to accomplish there, okay?
Breaking even the 9% mark.
Oh, alright, this is the next video right here.
Yes. Speak good English, brother.
Oh, Shak.
Yes.
We're gonna call you Hyung. Hyung means brother. Okay, Hyung. Hyung.
Okay, Hyung.
I'm gonna call you Hyung.
우리 오늘 새로운 전학생으로 시작하는 일이 왔으니까 잘 해주시기 바랍니다.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. My name is Chu. Yeah, I'm 40. Yeah.
Oh, you're 40.
Yeah. Okay. Now UFC now.
Oh, you UFC? Okay.
야, 둘이 대화하고 있어. 좋겠다. 둘이 대화하고 있어.
So you fight now in the UFC?
Oh yeah. Maybe October.
Okay, good luck. What's your name?
That's a Chu. Japanese name is Akiyama.
That's it?
Yeah, Akiyama. You call me a nickname Sexyama, you know? You call me a nickname Sexyama, you know?
That's it?
Yeah.
So, what is the message those people trying to portray, to send here? Now you got Shaq. Now his nickname is Chung, which means brother. For some reason, everybody want to be brothers now. People want to be our brothers. People that would like, hey, stay away from me, you people, man. Hey, brothers. Hey, Shaq is a brother now. Okay, he's in South Korea in a class and things like that. Happened like 2 months ago and things like that. Most of the comments they all people don't understand what's going on. Why did they but Shaq and then call him brother, and then everybody's so like, yo, this is Shaq. They know Shaq over there, and even kids that were born. When did Shaq retire?
Under the Trump administration.
Oh, they fired that guy. They fired the head of FEMA or whatever. When did Shaquille O'Neal retire? Shaq retired.
According to Simple Wikipedia, he also one of the best shooters in the history of the NBA and has led the league in that category 10 times.
Okay, Shaq
He has been named All-NBA and an All-Star quite a few times. He retired from the NBA on June 1, 2011 and held a press conference on June 3, 2011 to officially announce his retirement.
Okay, Shaq retired 14 years ago, okay? Now, you got most of those dudes in the class, those kids, they are 14, okay? They didn't know Shaq that well, but they are well aware that, Shaq being pretty much everywhere, in NBA, all over social media. I got a bunch of business. He's still very active. But why bring Shaq there? Why bring Shaq in a classroom of a bunch of boys and call him brother? Hey, Shaq, I'm going to call you Chung now. Chung mean brother. We black now. We brother, my nigga. Just like Robert, Pope Leo now. Pope Leo is a brother, man. What's up? Now, everybody want to be our brothers. Everybody want to be sister. Hey, sister. What's going on, sister? White woman. There's a video out there, white woman warning African American. Let me see. Somebody been sending me the video. I'm not going to even play it. Okay. 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 Is that okay? A lot of people been passing out lately on live TV. I don't wanna. Yes, but anyway, I'm not gonna get into this. Uh, White woman warning black community. Okay, 4 days ago, what was the video? Some white woman was warning black people, Trump is gonna come for us, uh, 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 things like that. But anyway, so I really don't want to get into this. But why do they have that?
Yeah, that's you? Yeah, I know you are.
왜? 아, 누군지 나를 이제 알겠대. 아, 이제 알겠다고. 좋겠다 했죠.
So now everybody wanna be hug, chill, and things like that. People want to, making joke, hugging you. Back then, those people will stay away from you. They don't want nothing to do with you. Folks, just like, folks everybody wanna be. Hey man, let's yo, what's up, man? Let's chill, man. What up with you? Gang, nigga, what's up? Cool, my nigga. What's up? What's up with you? We're cool with brothers now. Let's hug. Well, the message here, with Shaq there.
Yourself, anything is possible. I started playing basketball when I was 12. I wasn't very good, but I just practiced very, very hard. And no matter what anybody said, I was determined to become the best big man ever. If you're determined to be the best, anything is possible. Today I see 3 superstars in here, but we're all superstars.
So now Shaq is the symbolism of a strong black man, the best gene football player, billionaire at that point, if I may say so. He's like the best of the best and things like that, and they brought him here. This is the same thing that Japan did. They need the black seed because their population is down, and the only way they can raise this thing is to bring the black men over there and spawn a lot of black children so they can indoctrinate them and get rabbit proof fence rabbit proof, is that what it is? Rabbit proof or fencing rabbit proof or something like that. Okay, so they brought Shaq there, and then they had him play basketball with those Korean kids and stuff. Remember what you're calling K-pop or K-drama, South Korea culture when it comes to entertainment is black culture. It's just swagger jack, make it black and do this. But those people are not reproduced. They need our folk over there to do things. But beloved, again, I really didn't want to do this, but I just did it because of the Pope and stuff like that. And I'm assuming everybody understand and see this where this thing is going on. I will leave you with love, peace, and I say shalom.